Welcome to Business Development Center Monthly, a show dedicated to talking about the Upper Coastal Plain Business Development Center, where we bring you the latest information about the perfect place to get your business started. And now, let's meet our hosts.
Welcome to the Business Center Monthly magazine that we do on cable. And my name is Greg Goddard. I'm the CEO of the Upper Coastal Plain Business Development Center and the manager. And today I have as my special guest Mr. Fred Brooks, who is the director of the Small Business Center at Nash Community College, to talk about services that they provide small business centers, small businesses and entrepreneurs. Fred, welcome today.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to be the Small Business Center Director.
Okay, Greg, I actually was reared in an entrepreneur family. My great-grandfather was an entrepreneur, my grandfather was an entrepreneur, and my dad was pretty much a serial entrepreneur. And just being raised in that environment, of course, I worked at a very early age in the different businesses and stuff, and also managed some of his businesses. Later on, I did go away from the family business, and I've actually worked in 3 different industries in different management roles, senior management roles, and then had the opportunity to come to Nash Community College as a small business center director, and absolutely love what I do, and of course trying to help people start businesses and be successful. That's what it's all about.
Well, you have the background and experience, having been in small businesses yourself and in management positions, to really understand what that entrepreneur or small business person is going through.
Yes, sir, and with the economy like it is, they're going through quite a bit right now.
Talk about the Small Business Center and actually the services that you provide.
Yes. One of the main services that Small Business Center directors provide is free one-on-one confidential counseling. This is for existing entrepreneurs as well as people that are thinking about starting a business.
Right.
That's just one of the services. We also offer different seminars that are designed to assist entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs. We offer a 5-part series, how to start a business, how to write a business plan, financing a business, obtaining a loan, marketing your business, as well as bookkeeping and taxes. There are many other seminars we offer, things like grant writing. We have one coming up soon, how to improve your credit score. This is something that's very, very important.
Sure.
If you're thinking about starting a business. And the thing about this particular seminar is it's not just good for people that maybe have low credit, but it's also good for people that have good credit.
Right.
Because you learn that even people with good credit can unintentionally do some things that hurt their credit. So, you'll learn the ins and outs of the credit, and that's always good. QuickBooks is another one that we have coming up in June.
Yes.
We offer different, like Easy eBay and other web-based income strategies, as well as web design, easy web design. So, we really offer about anything that would help an entrepreneur start or be successful.
When a business owner or a aspiring business owner calls you, what is the first thing you tell them they need to do?
Well, of course, I'd like for them to come in for a counseling session. But that, and the main reason for that is so that we can kind of cover some of the steps of starting a business. One of the biggest things, of course, is a business plan.
Yeah, very important. Let's talk a little bit about the business plan, because what I find with client companies that come here that want to be a part of the Business Development Center, either they don't have one or they have it in their head and they don't have it on paper. Let's talk about the elements of a business plan and why that's important.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Greg, the main thing and purpose of a business plan is that pretty much acts as your roadmap on how you're going to start it, how you're going to finance it, what you're going to do, how you're going to market it and all. And it is a critical step. Unfortunately, exactly what you said, I run into that quite a bit, where someone comes in all of a sudden and says, I want help with a business plan, and they've gone to a financial institution and all of a sudden realized that they require one.
Right.
Where in fact you should have already had it, because this is your roadmap and it tells you what you're going to do, how you're going to run your business, etc.
What are those components? I know that you have to be able to describe what your business is, talk about your product or your services. Talk a little bit about the important work that needs to be done in terms of doing the market research.
Okay. That's one thing that when I'm dealing with a client, one of the first things I want them to do is the market research. And the purpose of requiring the market research is if you do your market research and if it does not show and support your business in that particular location or demographically, then you better question whether you need to start that business.
Exactly.
So, and in that market research, of course, and you need to, and in the marketing section of your business plan, you need to have who your competitors are.
Absolutely.
You need to have actually how you're going to market it, advertise it, TV, radio,
Exactly.
newspaper. But marketing is, of course, and especially the market research. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah. Well, it's very important to know whether you have a market for your product or service. If there are a number of people providing that service, you have to question whether that is something that you need to continue to provide in the market that you're in. So that I just find the market research is just critical to the success of a small business. And of course, the other piece that we can talk about is financing. How do you finance a small business today?
That's a good question.
It's difficult.
In this economy, with the restrictions and regulations put on banks and financial institutions, that is one of the probably the largest hurdle right now for business or existing business, even to obtain additional financing. But for the startup particularly, it is a little bit of a challenge to find that financial.
Yeah. What I find when working with client companies that come in that ask about financing is a lot of times you've got to start that small business with resources from your family, whatever savings you have, some equity on your house. You've got to prove to financial institutions that you're capable of putting up some not only sweat equity, but some actual cash into the business. Some of our folks have started with credit cards, doing it on a credit line with a credit card. But financing is very, very difficult. We do offer financing for small businesses here at the Small Business Center, the Upper Coastal Plain Business Development Center. We don't supplant the traditional financing from banks and other lending institutions, but we do work in conjunction with them. And if you get a turn down, we'll take a look at your plan and see if perhaps we can help you financially. We make loans from $25,000 up to $100,000 to help small businesses. And having the kind of documentation, financial documentation, I know most lending institutions want to see a perspective on what you plan to do and how you project it.
Right. Depending on the financial institution, minimum of a 1-year cash flow projection, some up to 3 years cash flow projection. And again, very useful tool. And the ones that I have clients do, we have the pre-startup cost, which is very, very important. And first and foremost is you need to, as a prospective business owner, you need to be able to determine what is your financial requirement.
Yes.
And without determining all the items that's just going to be required to start your business and the cost to start it, to me that is key.
Yes. A lot of times our operation here, we help those businesses by providing support. In the business development here in Wilson, and we serve a 7-county area around Wilson, we actually provide the support networks that you need. We have high-speed internet connectivity, we have phone service for you, we have conference rooms, we have counseling. We have secretary receptionist services. What we try to do is help that new business that's starting up and covering some of those costs in one fee a month. For $275 a month, you can lease a space here and have all the turnkey support services that you need. And that really helps financially. And then, of course, we might be able to help you financially as well. So that's just some of the things that we do at the BDC. But we enjoy the working relationship because a lot of times I'll get a client company in and we spend an hour with them talking about their business and find out they do not have a business plan. So I would refer them to, if they come from Nash, Edgecombe, Rocky Mount area, I'd refer them over to Fred Brooks for further consultation and to help them begin to develop their business plan because it's just critically important. You mentioned earlier, do you have any specific workshop or seminar coming up in April that comes to mind?
But also in April, we're going to start the 5 Startup series again of how to start a business, writing a successful business plan, obtaining a loan for your business, marketing your business, as well as bookkeeping and tax.
Okay.
Also, what I would recommend if anyone's interested in attending any of those seminars, they are free seminars.
And how do they contact you?
That's what I was going to say, is you can call me and pre-register for these seminars at 252-451-8233. And also you can go to our website, www.nashcc.edu. And if you will look under the continuing education for the spring 2013 schedule, page 10 and 11, you'll see all the free seminars sponsored through the Small Business Center.
That's a great service that Nash Community College and all of our community colleges in the area provide, is workshops and seminars. And this one you're talking about is a 5-part series over how many weeks?
We usually try to spread it out over the 5 to 6 week time.
Okay,
period.
that's a great program.
Yes, sir.
And you, as a potential business owner, you need to know what you're getting into. So the information you can get through the small business centers is just invaluable information. Thank you for being with us today, Fred. We appreciate you coming in and talking about the services you provide, and I'm sure some of our viewers will be in touch with you to obtain some of the services that you provide.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, Greg, for having me.
Good. Stay tuned for the second half of our program. We'll have one of our entrepreneurs come in, the small businesses here in the Business Development Center, to talk about her association.
Ready to pursue your business dream? Business incubation may be the solution. The Upper Coastal Plain Business Development Center has the answer. The center provides an all-inclusive professional work environment where your idea can turn into a business. With affordable office space, business counseling, conference and training rooms, state-of-the-art phone and internet connectivity, office technology, and receptionist support, you can be in business in no time. Just call, click, or come see us at the Upper Coastal Plain Business Development Center in downtown Wilson.
Welcome back to Business Development Center Monthly. I have my special guest, Linda Piper, is also with us today. She is the Executive Director of the North Carolina Licensed Child Care Association, and she has her association office here in the Business Development Center. Welcome today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your background in child care, and then we'll let you talk a little bit about your association.
Okay. I actually have a degree in accounting from Barton College, and I started with BB&T right out of college. I left BB&T to help my mother start a child care business, which we had from 1988 until 2006. In 1999, I did go back and earn a graduate degree in child development and family relations from ECU. And the organization that I work for now is actually an organization that I discovered back in 2001, and I was a member of this organization.
Wow, okay. So you didn't create it, you actually joined it.
I joined it, that's right. That's
I
right.
can attest to the quality child care. My 2 children were in the child care center that Linda and her mother had some years ago when my children were small. But you gained a valuable experience having been in that field, and now heading the association for over 400 child care facilities in North Carolina. So tell us a little bit more about the association and what services you provide your members.
Okay. The North Carolina Licensed Child Care Association is a trade association for owners and directors of child care centers. We have members who are statewide. One of the main things that we do is serve as the liaison between the providers and the entities such as the Division of Child Development, which is the licensing agency, and other organizations like NC Pre-K, the Child Care Commission, those types of things. What we have discovered is that child care providers, when they're doing a really good job, are busy in their centers, they're taking care of their children and families. They don't have time to go to Raleigh and sit in meetings and serve on task forces and that sort of thing. So that's what I do. And we have a website, and we send out blast emails to our members and do newsletters and that sort of thing to keep them updated on what's going on in the industry.
The association really is a strong advocate for the child care system in North Carolina, and I know you have lobbyists also that you hire in Raleigh that can stay on top of legislation that impacts that industry. So I know that's an important function that the association provides.
Yes, it is. Having a lobbyist, we brought the lobbyist on board in 2011, which is about the same time we moved here to the Business Development Center. and things really took off after that.
Wow, great. So you've been with the BDC for how long now? Been 3 years? Has it been that long?
Almost. Back in 2010, interestingly, the organization was out of my bonus room.
Oh, me.
So we operated from my house, and when it was time for our conference in October, we took over my garage.
Wow.
And it was overwhelming. I learned how to apologize for having my dogs barking on the background when I was on the phone, and I learned how to be the IT person when the internet went down at the house, because then I really couldn't do anything. Vendors would call and want to meet me and talk about things that they could do to partner with us, and we would meet at Cracker Barrel or Starbucks.
Yep.
I actually had someone doing some administrative work for about 10 hours a week coming into my home at the time. So in 2010, when we identified that there was a lot of opportunity for growth and some things that we weren't able to do because of our limited staff, I discovered the Business Development Center. And so when the board approached me with, we need someone to work more than 10 hours a week, I was ready with a solution.
So moving out of your home actually gave your family some space back.
Yes.
And also provided a more professional setting here for office space and use of conference rooms. Talk about some of the amenities that you've enjoyed having being at the Business Development Center.
This has been just a wonderful fit for us. When we first moved here in late 2010, we were in a large space, and there were two of us who shared the space. And within a year, we outgrew it, and it was wonderful because all we did was just move around the corner and take up a medium size and a small space. So it was nice that you had different configurations. One of the things that we liked, particularly when we moved from one into two, is that the smaller spaces have the built-in desk and the drawers and a shelf with a lamp, and so we didn't have to invest in office furniture.
It's much more accommodating in smaller space.
That's right. We love being able to have 24/7 access, especially the night before events when we're packing up the car and making copies and that kind of thing. Having the copier mail room upstairs, I don't remember the last time I had to buy stamps, and that's wonderful. So, and as silly as it is, we were excited about having a break room.
That's good.
Having a place to bring our lunch and put it in the refrigerator and heat it up in the microwave, and that was a nice thing. We've had a board meeting here.
Good.
Our board members were excited to be able to go to Parker's.
Neat.
So that was a nice opportunity to bring them to Wilson and let them see the Business Development Center as well as the city.
Right. As you stated, one of our goals is to simplify things for associations and small businesses, and that we provide a turnkey operation here with affordable office space with high-speed internet connectivity, phone service, copier service, mail service, secretary reception services, the use of conference rooms. We want business owners, entrepreneurs, spend their time on their business and not worrying about the commode stopping up. We take care of all those things to allow you time to do your work. So does this fit in well with your budget, I guess, huh?
Oh, it was wonderful. When the board approached me and said, we've got to do something, we need more resources, we need more people, and I said, I'm not going to bring anybody else to my house.
Right.
It was great because their first thought was, we don't have the capital to invest in brick and mortar and renting office space. And so when I told them all the things that we could get for the price here, it was a no-brainer. It was a done deal. It was great. And even with the expansion, it has fit in our budget.
And how many people do you have in your staff?
Right now, we have 2.5. There are two of us now who are full-time, and we have a bookkeeper that's half-time.
And then you contract for lobbying service.
Right. We contract for lobbying services, and we contract for someone to help us with our website and some other projects.
Yeah. Where do you see your association going? Because child care is in demand, and I'm sure there are even viewers today in Nash and Edgecombe and Wilson who view this program that might have an interest in being a part of your association.
Well, our association is poised for growth, and it's kind of the same way with a lot of industries. It's not really just child care. So this whole association management industry has a lot of potential because with increasing regulatory restrictions and with consolidation and the kinds of things that are going on in the industry, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of need for business owners to partner together and to
Right.
build coalitions and find resources outside their own walls.
Sure.
Also with the addition of social media and the way that's impacting how
Absolutely.
consumers make their business decisions. Used to you could operate your child care center and not really have to have a lot of outside resources, but now you
Yes.
really do need folks like us to turn to. And
Because they had to deal with all the rules and regulations that the state and federal government have as well. So
That's right.
It's a highly regulated industry, I would think.
That's it is, and it needs to be. I mean,
Sure,
because
absolutely.
because of the nature of our job. But we've also discovered that when the folks at the Division of Child Development are making decisions about what rules that need to be in place, if they can hear from providers, it makes for a much more reasonable rule when it is put in place, and implementation is typically smoother because the providers, the stakeholders, have been part of the process.
Right. If you want to contact Linda Piper to talk about membership in the association, how do they contact you?
Our website is www.nclcca.org. Our phone number is 252-234-5945. That's here at the BDC. Our website is in the process of undergoing a revision. I'm excited about that. In fact, one of the workshops that we came to here at the BDC upstairs was on marketing and branding.
Wow,
and
neat.
that gave us some things to think about in terms of our logo and ideas of what we can do when we roll out the new website. But we would love to talk to anyone who is interested in being part of NCLCCA or even interested in opening a child care center. We don't actually do the licensing, but we can connect you with the people.
We get calls from time to time of owners that want to open a child care center, and be a great resource to refer you to them, and you can educate them on what needs to take place or what they need to expect if they get into a child care setting.
Right. One other thing that we do, Greg, is we partner with other businesses like food distributors, the bus sales, the bus vendors, the school supply folks,
Right.
and that is another resource that's really good to help folks do a better job running their centers.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our program today. Another successful small business here at the Business Development Center. And if we can be of help to you in starting a new business or expanding your business out of your home, please contact us. Our phone number is 234-5900. We're located at 121 West Nash Street in downtown Wilson. Please go to our website at www.ucpbdc.com. And we have two excellent videos there, one on a tour of our facility and one on business incubation and what it means to you. Please go to those locations and contact us, and we can help you.